Yes, 004, married to the games, kids and wives and 9 to 5s. And we are back again. Thank you guys for listening. We're happy to be here. Gabe Patillo, of course, with Tim Rauter and Timothy Hall. How you guys doing?
There it is.
Exactly.
I'm glad. Okay, so maybe I'm here by myself.
It's the Gabe show today, man.
Exactly. Today is going to be a little different. As some of you guys know that have been listening, I travel for a living. So I'm in a hotel in Fresno, California, and we're all very separate today. And so we're going to try to make this work, though, man. We're trying to keep it moving and keep it going. So we're not going to let a little distance, you know what I'm saying, keep us down.
Gabe, I miss you.
Come home.
Yeah, man. So this is literally what we're doing today is a 3-way phone call. And then so I'm on the phone because I don't have good internet here at this hotel.
What, in Fresno? You don't have good internet in Fresno? Come on.
I know, right? You would think.
Yeah, right?
It's just a hotel. You know what I'm saying? These hotels get cheap on me.
Oh, yeah.
And then so I'm recording straight into my iPad, so I'll probably sound different. I have a different mic. So we're just going to try to make this thing work. My mic's actually running off a 9-volt battery. So if all of a sudden I stop talking, you guys know what happened.
It's married to the game's ghetto style today, boys.
Exactly. Yep. It's duct taped together.
Exactly, but it's perfect, and that's how we want it. That's how it works.
Are we releasing this episode on cassette tape or?
Absolutely.
8-track, actually.
8-track.
I like that. We should have like a vinyl noise going the whole time. So it sounds nice and analog. So I just want to catch up. I haven't talked to you guys the last couple of days. Let's keep it short and sweet. Tim Rauter, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. If anybody was listening last week, I drove up to New Jersey with the wife, the baby, and the dog. And we stayed up there. We went Tuesday through and just got back actually yesterday. So it was good.
Wow.
New York is beautiful. I love that city. We hung out in New Jersey for a little bit with her parents, and we hung out with some other friends, and it was great, man. It was nice just to be up there. I love New York City, man. It's so alive, and there's just so much to do and so many places to go. So we were running all over the place, and we were down visiting friends in Brooklyn. So we were hitting the boroughs. It was good.
There you go. Did you get to see the triplets?
Oh yeah. I saw my little goddaughter. Lauren's friend Dabney opened up a retail store last week, and she had her opening party on, was it Thursday or Friday? I don't even remember. The days have just kind of been going together.
I know that's right.
So she had an opening party, so we were there, and we were able to hang out with the triplets for a while. They're getting big. They're already 2.5. I don't believe it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it was really, really fun. We had a good time.
Nice. How was the drives?
Oh, it was long. But let me tell you something. My little girl, Piper, was a rock star. I mean, I got up at 5:00 yesterday, left it by about 6, packed the car to the gills. I mean, that car was packed.
Right.
Because we had a bunch of stuff to bring back. And we did it in about 14 and a half hours. So we got home at like 7:30. The good thing is coming from New Jersey down to Nashville, we gained an hour because of Central Time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So it was great. So we were able to actually unwind for a little bit when we got back. And yeah, baby was great. Dog was great. And my sweet wife was great. So it was perfect.
There you go. Timothy Hall.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
For some reason...
I like the way that's starting out.
This is not going to start good.
I have to. I cannot figure it out for some reason. When I got home on Friday, until I went back to work on Monday, I could not stay awake. I do not know why.
Really?
I can't. I slept all night, slept all day, and then did it again.
What is going on with you?
I have.
What's wrong with that weekend, man? That sounds like a great weekend.
Every time I sat down, I went to sleep.
That's incredible.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, you're the youngest of us by age and the oldest of us by sleeping pattern, is what you're saying.
No, it's definitely true. My body is broken. I have no idea what happened. It just didn't. I could not stay awake for the life of me. I got a little bit of game in, but man,
Golly.
yeah.
Was it Borderlands that you got in?
Yeah, I got a little bit, and I got some Double Dragon Neon in, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, I actually played a little bit of that too.
Oh well, cool. I guess we'll talk about it right after this. I guess then.
Gabe, how was your bus drive?
Oh,
Speaking of which,
goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
I was gonna say.
You're talking about a long trip. Well, I have a
Yeah.
whole week full of long trips. So obviously we're in Fresno today, like I said. So last week though, going back home, I left on Wednesday. Hit Dallas, Saloma Springs, Arkansas, Houston, Texas, and then had to drive home from Houston, Texas. So that was, a super long drive back to Nashville. Got one night at home last night with my wife and baby, and then got on a plane yesterday, fly to Fresno today, and then tomorrow we fly to South Dakota through Dallas, which I have no idea why we're flying through Dallas. But so we fly to Fresno to Dallas, then up to South Dakota. We do a show in South Dakota. We do a show in Madison, Wisconsin, and then a show in Minneapolis, and then Fargo, North Dakota, then drive back to Nashville. And so it's just like this crazy, crazy. I mean, my next week is going to be a blur. That's for sure. It's just going to be bus and gaming. But like I told y'all, I started Mass Effect 2. I went ahead and started it instead of waiting for 1 to hit PSN. And so I'm like, you know what? When 1 comes out, I'll just play it like it's a prequel. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I started Mass Effect 2.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. So
Exactly. I brought BioShock 1. So just in case I get sick of one, I'll go to the other. So I've got all my gaming planned out, got the Double Dragon Neon going on. So, we're trying to keep our heads up, trying to keep communication with the wife open. So, because that gets tough on the road when you're jumping, when you're jumping time zones and things like that. But yeah, we're keeping it moving, man. And I'm grateful to be out here. And I'm grateful to be talking to you guys today. Glad that we could do this podcast and didn't have to get behind. So, hey, we're doing the dang thing. You know what I mean?
Gabe, do you want to just take a nap now? I mean, that schedule just sounds brutal. Just, Tim and I can kind of handle this for a little while. Just take a nap just for a little bit.
Seriously, that's what it feels like sometimes. But there ain't no rest for the weary.
No way, man. I'm glad the tour's going well. Everything's going well there.
Yeah, everything's going good, man.
you guys
People
don't
been
have to
showing
rig
up.
your own setup, do you? Don't you guys have people to do that for you?
Yeah, we have crew and we have buses, and so it's not like I'm having to drive from North Dakota, but just it can get wearing on the body when you sleep on a bus and it's bumping all night and you're going through construction and you're hitting rumble strips and your imagination's going crazy thinking that the bus is going to wreck. But you just hold on tight and try to get back to sleep.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I slept like a baby all weekend. So.
That's good.
I'm glad you got some sleep in for me.
I think we're all going to get some sleep for you. My baby girl will get some sleep for you too.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just kind of hand out shifts to people and they can nap for me. What'd you think of that Double Dragon, Timothy Hall?
Man, I tell you, these downloadable games get overshadowed a lot of times by the big releases.
Right.
That was one of them.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I think didn't that come out like right as it came out right as Borderlands was coming out, but didn't something else come out like a week before?
I don't remember when Borderlands came out, and then the week before that, yeah, something else came out. I forget what it was, but we talked about it at the time.
Was it Sleeping Dogs?
Yeah, I think it was. You know what? It may have came out the week Sleeping Dogs came out. I'm not sure, but everybody on PlayStation Plus just got it included with the subscription. That game, I tried it right back when it came out, and I didn't really get through the first level. But the other morning, I went ahead and played through I think the first 5 levels of it.
Sure.
That game is so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really sad that it got overlooked.
I mean, I think those games are gonna get overlooked. That's the problem. Like when you don't have a box release, when something comes out online, I feel like when something comes out online, it's just quieter than when it comes out in the stores. You know what I mean?
Well, half of all people are still not connected to the internet, so
Yeah, exactly.
consoles.
But it is a good little game, and I love the retro feel of it, man. It feels so retro, and it felt like they stayed so true to the original. I mean, of course, there's more moves you can do and stuff like that, but just with it being a side scroller and it just being a brawler,
Yeah, and it definitely it feels smarter than the average brawler if you look at like the older ones.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of because it requires a little bit more technique.
Of course.
I mean, like the first time I was trying to play through it, I was just trying to run through it like a Streets of Rage or something where you're just button mashing.
Yeah, of course.
You can't do that with that game at all.
Mm-mm.
You have to really strategize with it.
Yeah, you will die. They're not scared to take all those lives from you.
Oh yeah, yeah. That game is so good though. Like it's so funny. The second level, the second level where you can actually go into the store and just buy extra lives.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself like that it would be for the rest of the game. So I was like, oh shoot, dude, I'm gonna stock up. So I bought like probably 12 lives or something. And I go to the next level and it resets your lives. I was like, oh my, dang it, man.
You're like, of
just
course.
wasted all my money.
That's great. That's funny.
Yeah, but
Did you say
hilarious.
It was free on PS?
Yeah, it's free on
What's
PlayStation
that?
Plus.
All right, go ahead.
It was free on PlayStation Plus, Rauter.
It is free.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, that's good stuff. Okay, good. I'll have to try it.
Well, they put it out for a week, so I don't think or was it still up there?
I'm not sure. I got it last week.
Oh, okay, so maybe it is.
All
still
right, I
up
may
there.
not be able to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try it, man. It's really like you don't necessarily have to do co-op with it, but it looks like that's what they're wanting you to do.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of the difficulty.
Yeah, and I think that they just want to get people around the game. You know what I mean? I mean, it's set out to. I mean, it was Double Dragon. It was always kind of a two-player game. It was supposed to be you and a buddy going through the game and killing it together. So, yeah, I love that. Rauter, you had some release stuff you wanted to talk about. You want to hit it?
Yeah, man. There's some quality stuff coming out even today. So I know one of the games I was looking forward to is Dishonored, which just came out today. It's getting really good reviews. Metacritic has it at 88 right now. A lot of people are. This is totally my kind of a game. A total assassin stealth style game. It's very open world, and it's really stinking cool. I said before that Bethesda Studios put it out, but they didn't. They actually distributed it, but Arcane Studios was the developers that actually developed Dishonored, and they're famous for Arx Fatalis, which was a first-person RPG back in like 2002 or something like that. And I think they got bought up or something like that. But I saw some gameplay on it. I love going on YouTube and checking out some gameplay of all the latest releases. And it's totally up my alley. I really dig it. There's some really cool stuff that you can do. It looks beautiful, and I think it'll be a fun game. So I'm definitely going to be checking that game out soon.
I'm definitely going to be picking that up too.
And your Walking Dead came out today, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Around Every Corner, episode 4. So that came out. So I got to download that. Man, I got to tell you, I have not touched the PlayStation in 3 weeks right now. So I'm shaking. I'm scratching my face. I'm going through withdrawal right now.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much I walk by that thing and a little tear comes down my face. It's just awful. So I have a lot to download. I mean, I still haven't even started Borderlands. I haven't picked up Borderlands 2. I've got nothing. So hopefully, as work starts to settle down and I'm not traveling so much, I'll be able to get to it. But I'm super excited for The Walking Dead. Now, you guys said that you had some problems when you started playing The Walking Dead because the controllers were inverted?
No, they're not inverted. They're not inverted.
Well, I think
it is you.
Oh, okay, yeah, so maybe Gabe was having trouble with this too. I went to go start that before. This is why. Okay, so I ended up playing Neon because I could not play Walking Dead. So I was like, I want to play something. I want to play something besides Borderlands this weekend. So I open up The Walking Dead, and I'm sitting in the car for the first scene. Spoiler, I guess. And I'm trying to move my reticle, like I'm trying to look, and I'm like, oh wait, this is not inverted. So I went ahead and went to the options real quick, and I was like, oh wait,
no option for
this.
No option for it.
What in the
There's
world?
0 options.
I know.
What were they thinking?
It's
honestly,
it's one of those things that's funny because I always figured that I'm an old school guy. Like, I wonder if old school people use more inverted controls because I feel like that's what used to be around. All my buddies are regular. Like, none of my buddies do inverted
Yeah,
controls. I'm
same
one of
here.
the only ones. And so I wonder
Same here.
I wonder if they just figure that, hey, nobody really uses inverted controls. But I switch everything to inverted, and which I was happy to see. Mass Effect 2, when I popped it in, started playing it, the default is inverted. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm freaking talking about. Finally, you know?
Yeah, there are still a lot of people out there that play inverted because, and I didn't know if you knew this, Gabe, a lot of the games, like the early gen games, I'm talking like PS1 era when the DualShock came out,
Right.
they didn't give you the option. They were just inverted.
Right. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's what I came up doing was inverted. Like, I never played any other way.
No, that's definitely true because I don't remember what game it was that like I kind of started out with, but it was inverted by default, and it did. I don't even think it gave you the option, but to me it was natural. So
Right. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, to me it was natural, so I didn't even think about it.
Well, as an inverted guy playing Walking Dead, I mean, okay, so of course my reaction time is probably not where it would be, but I have gotten to get used to it and, you know, kind of struggle through it. But I was really disappointed by that at the same time. But I love the art style of it, so I was like, I got to play this game. But I remember being
Oh,
like,
it looks so nice.
yeah, I remember being like, dang, there's no
I got
inverted.
used to it really quick.
Yeah, but you're a newbie. You're a newbie. You didn't come up inverted.
Yeah, that's very true. I wasn't born and raised inverted. I'm sorry.
The reason I refuse to play it is just because I know it's going to kind of mess me up when I go to a different game. Like I'm going to be
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
using regular controls. I'm going to be like, no, can't do this. I just can't.
I don't think so. I think if you're inverted is in you. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like riding a bike and then riding, you know, a motorcycle or a unicycle. It's not like you're going to forget riding that bike. You're going to know how to ride that bike always. You know what I mean?
Well, basically, Walking Dead is like riding a unicycle for me.
Exactly.
Right, so
same for me.
Yeah.
Same for me.
You know what? Suck it up. I had to figure it out. You can too. No, it's all good. It's great. It will get tricky though when it comes to shooting.
Yeah.
And that might freak you out a little bit.
now that you said
but
they're shooting in that game, I definitely can't play it.
It's not shooting like you think, though. I still think you should give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to try it, man. It's great. It's really beautiful. I love the fact that you can make all these different choices, and then at the end of each episode, they tally up all the choices that you made and compare it to, you know, everybody else, and they give you a percentage of, you know, most people did this versus you. It's really cool how they do it. It's just I really love that game, and I love that series, which is coming out on AMC this Sunday. So I'm super excited for that as well.
And season 2 just hit Netflix, which I was super excited about.
Oh,
Hall,
nice.
Hall, I have a question for you. You're an Xbox guy, kinda. Why would Xbox wait to come out tomorrow? Walking Dead's not coming out till tomorrow for Xbox, but today for PSN.
They do their releases on Wednesdays, I think.
Always?
I think it might be always.
Games too?
No, the games always release on Tuesday for all platforms, but I'm pretty sure Microsoft does their updates on Wednesday for like the online store and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because I was like, man, the rest of the world releases stuff on Tuesdays, you know, barring movies, but, you know, music and everything else releases on Tuesdays. And I thought that was interesting that Xbox would want to wait till Wednesdays, maybe just to be different.
I think they might have changed to Tuesdays.
No, I saw that Xbox is releasing tomorrow, which will be Wednesday from when we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, then that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they don't think much of it because with the PlayStation Network, they usually release on Tuesday night anyway.
Oh, I got you. Right.
Well, Hall, if you get frustrated, just flip your controller, and you'll be good to go.
No, man, because then I got to do Southpaw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So a couple other releases, XCOM Enemy Unknown. A lot of people are talking about this game right now.
I want it.
Metacritic gave it a 90.
Yeah, looks good.
Good looking strategy game. And I remember they got a lot of hype at E3, and it's been really good.
Is that game Move compatible?
I have no idea.
It should be, if it isn't.
It probably will be.
Yeah, I don't know.
They need to push the freaking move. They need to have more stuff move compatible just so people will buy it.
Dude, I saw a special on it this morning. They had like Little Big Planet 2 special edition with all the move components in it. It was like on sale for like $40.
Oh wow, that's
Wow.
pretty good.
Yeah, so it had everything good to go. I mean, I should have bought it. So
I don't have the move, so it's one of those things I've kind of been on the fence with getting. I'm like, I could get it, but do I really need it? I don't think I need it, but I want to get it just to have it because I think, man, I forget what game it was. I downloaded some demos, and every single time I feel like every third demo I download is move compatible, and I'm like, shoot, I can't even play this thing.
well, if it's move compatible, it's an option. So with most games, I mean, I think there's a couple of games where it's required.
Yeah, what was called like Ruse or something like that? I really wanted to play RUSE, and it was I think move only.
Is that a strategy game?
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that strategy games could benefit from being move compatible. That's why I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tim, you said the game's doing pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of people are digging it, and I know it got a lot of publicity from E3 on. I mean, a lot of podcasts that I listen to, that a lot of people are saying XCOM. A lot of people think that XCOM might be in trouble just because of when it was released, which is now, and because it's a strategy game going up against so many other heavy hitters coming out this fall.
Yeah, they should have waited till next year, like early next year to release.
Yeah, but there's even second quarter of next year, there's still a lot of heavy hitters coming too. So it's like,
true.
where do you fit in?
Yeah.
But I will say, Hall, you'll appreciate this. Borderlands moved up their DLC for the Mechromancer, and it's available today.
There you go.
Oh, okay. We'll have to get that.
Yeah, so you have it's a female character named Gage, and they were supposed to release it October 16th, but they decided to move it up. I don't know why, but I mean, hey, that's great. I think probably because a lot of people are blowing through Borderlands 2 now, and so they want to provide more DLC content for them.
Yeah, games don't stay long in the 2, so I'm surprised they didn't release it right like the first week.
Now, are you playing that Xbox or are you playing that PS3?
I got that on PS3 because I played Borderlands 1 on PS3.
Because I will say this, when you get it, go ahead and back up and save everything, because there's a rumor going around, especially for PC and Xbox 360 players, that once you download the DLC, the badass ranks and other customizations and even your golden keys can get erased.
Oh, jeez.
So
I think I heard about that. Then I won't download the DLC then.
That's next level.
Yeah. So apparently the PS3 users haven't had a chance to play Gage yet, but it's definitely a bug in PC and Xbox 360 right now. It doesn't happen to everybody apparently, but it's happened to quite a few people. So if you're going to do it, at least back up everything and go from there. But I'm curious. I mean, this is a cool little DLC. It's a female character and she seems pretty badass. So
it's kind of cool. Speaking of DLC, I guess this is really more of a mod or an add-on, but you guys played Skyrim, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So they did a Super Skyrim Brothers level, and I think it's for computer only. I don't think you could do it on PS3
oh, it's
or
definitely
Xbox,
PC only.
But I thought it was really cool. Just like they made this whole mini game, and you can play as Mario, and you go through and you freaking battle Koopas and Bowser and all this, and you get the plumber's hammer, and then you get a staff of fire and a staff of it's the frost flower, so you can shoot the fire and the frost. And I was like, man, how freaking cool is that, man? People are getting so creative, and it looks amazing. It almost looks like somebody trying to do Super Mario Brothers 3D, which it's way more serious looking than that. You're freaking wielding this hammer, but it looked crazy. I was like, oh shoot, go ahead Skyrim, I ain't mad at you.
That's amazing, man, that somebody could put that together so quickly.
So it's basically like a Mario skin with some Mario abilities, I guess.
Yeah, and that's
pretty cool actually.
It's really cool, and there's like 5 levels. I mean, it's not like just this throw together land, you know what I mean? And they ensure you that nothing will happen to your actual Skyrim stuff, and it takes like between 1 and 3 hours to beat. And, it's a serious
Very
thing.
cool.
It's not just a little nod to it. They really tried.
Dude, somebody needs to.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Speaking of Nintendo, Somebody needs to mod that to just make the most like awesome Zelda game ever.
I think they've been trying to do that.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome because that's really the Zelda game that everybody's been wanting anyway.
Like a
Like
super serious dark
the
Zelda
super hardcore serious Zelda game.
game. The Christopher Nolan of Zelda games.
That would be so
Zelda
awesome.
Returns. The Dark Zelda.
Yeah, pretty much. They could
Rise of
actually,
Link.
if they based it around like Majora's Mask or something, that would be so sick.
I need to go back and nod my head to that. I've got to go back and play those games. Like get over myself and my little name swap up from when I was really young and play those games because people love Zelda. People love it, and I've never played it.
Good stuff, man.
Did you guys get to see? I sent you guys the link, but I don't know if you guys saw it. Oh, the Ohio State halftime, the college that they did the marching band.
I heard about that. I'll have to watch
Man,
that
if you
after we get
haven't,
off of here.
if you haven't seen it, please, when we get off here, go watch it. The Ohio State marching band at halftime, just the other day, did a whole ode to video games, and I mean, they killed it. I kept not watching it because I saw it a couple places. They're like Ohio State marching band. I was like, yeah, and I just never got around to watching it. And then somebody posted on my Facebook. They were like, Gabe, you have got to watch this. You'll love it. And I watched it this morning, and they killed it. And I mean, all the formations they do, it's insane. I mean, you just have to watch it. Anybody who's listening, we should post a link on our website just in case somebody doesn't know how to search YouTube or something crazy. But it's pretty impressive. And the music, they do all these different songs, Zelda, Halo, Mario Brothers. I mean, it's really creative the way they do it. And their band is so huge that they can pull off some really cool stuff. So please check that out. It's
Awesome,
really very
man.
cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, I want to go see that. I'll post that up on the site later today, so we'll have that
Yeah,
up.
that'd be awesome. Hall, did you have anything you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, man. I was watching YouTube on my PlayStation 3 the other day. By the way, have you guys gotten that app yet?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's pretty awesome, man, and it just goes from video to video. So after it's done playing, it'll just go to the next one. So I just left it on the gaming, and I just let it keep playing stuff. And it played a review for Resident Evil 6. Have you guys seen that yet?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I used to be a huge Resident Evil fan, and I'm just too old and skittish nowadays to even be able to play it.
Well, the game looks amazing.
Yeah,
The
incredible.
game looks really good. So as I'm watching the review, I'm like, God, this is so awesome. And the guy is like racking on it so bad. He's like, this game sucks, blah, blah, blah.
Yep,
So
Really?
I went ahead.
that's what I've heard too.
Well, it's available at Redbox, so I was going to go pick it up. But I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and play the demo first. That game sucks.
No,
Really?
It plays
Oh.
so bad.
no.
Like, it
Really?
looks awesome. It looks awesome. And even then, like the demo was pretty neat for all intents and purposes, but the control is terrible.
No, Timothy Hall.
that's
Tell me it's not
awful.
true.
Dude,
Tell me I'm being punked.
I don't know what went wrong. But the game is really, I went ahead and played the Chris demo, which is what I've heard is the Chris campaign is a lot like Gears of War 3.
Okay.
I was like, cool, yeah, that's pretty neat. It doesn't play anything like it. In content and pressure and all that stuff, it kind of feels like that game, but the control does not even close to feel as tight.
Are you serious?
It is so jank. You remember the first time you played a third-person shooter, probably on like the PS2 or something?
Yeah, sure. Over the shoulder. I loved it.
Well, I'm sure if you went back and played it now, it'd be a lot like playing this.
No way.
Like how janky it feels. Yeah, it's so weird.
What do you even get a hint of what they were going for?
They were just trying to make a competent third-person shooter, and it, in some ways, it kind of, like at some points I was like, okay, I get it. But everything feels so old. Like it feels like a game from like '04 or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. It's you'll have to. Man, actually, the Redbox they only have Xbox version, but like it just it feels so old. I don't know how to describe it.
Like, are you still gonna go to Redbox and pick it up, or was the demo that bad that you're like, I'm not even gonna give this a try?
I want to give it a try because I've got a free rental, so I'll go probably pick it up for a day anyway.
So it's not
and
even
try
worth
to
$1.
like muscle through it.
Not even worth
Dude,
$2 to get it.
If it was on the shelf for $5, I would consider passing it up.
No way.
Wow.
Just from everything I've seen of it and then playing it, I don't think I want to play it for an extended period of time.
Do you think it's something you can
honest
get
with you.
used to?
Well, it just doesn't feel fluid. It just feels. And I was playing it on the Xbox, on the Xbox, so it should feel better in some sense because it kind of the Xbox controller feels good for like third person, first person shooters, and even then, like a lot of times with these types of games, the control on the Xbox will feel a little bit better because maybe they put a little bit more time into it.
Okay.
In this game, it's terrible.
Oh my gosh. That hurts my
Yeah.
feelings almost.
I mean,
I've heard that from.
like I said, it really depends because some games feel better on the PlayStation 3. Some games feel better on the Xbox. This is one where I would think it would feel better on the Xbox, and it doesn't feel good at all. I just really wish you guys could try it out so you could kind of see how it works because the cover system is terrible. You kind of know how with Uncharted or Gears of War, even you get up to cover and you hit a button and you kind of go into cover and then you can just shoot from over top.
Mm-hmm.
This game works similar, but it works so much worse. Like you have to be holding your aim button to go into cover, which doesn't make much sense in the first place.
Yeah, 0 sense.
Because every other game, you go into cover and then you hit your aim button to peek out. With this game, you have to hold your aim button to even go into cover. Then you have to hold onto your aim button while you're in cover and then press up to look up over cover. So I know explaining it doesn't really necessarily sound that bad, but playing it just feels
You think
bad.
that's something they could patch and fix?
I mean,
Or can you not change something that in depth into the game?
well, if they patched it, people would be like, well, this, like people who got used to it would be like, well, this is weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they could do it kind of like what they did with Uncharted, where they had alternate aiming mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember when they released Uncharted 3, they had changed the aiming mode altogether, which was weird at first.
Right.
When I first realized it, I put it down until they patched it. So
Yeah. I feel you. You know what's funny? Gosh, dang it. That sucks because which one was the Resident Evil that was out on the Wii and everybody was like, hey, this is actually pretty good. Was that 5 or was that
Resident
4?
Evil 4.
4, yeah.
And that was good.
Yeah,
it was a
exactly.
good game. You just couldn't move and shoot.
Coming off that ramp, though, you're like, man, to come out with something awful, you know what I'm saying? Sucks. At least it had to be not good, not awful.
Well, that's the thing is that the control, like I haven't went and rented the full game. The piece of the campaign I played wasn't bad. Like the quick time event stuff is kind of, I don't know if I like it that much, but
Is the story any better? I mean, is the story good at all?
The story looks kind of cool. The voice acting is competent, so it should be a pretty decent game. It looks like they put some decent money into it, but it's just the control from the get-go of the demo.
Right.
Just didn't feel right at all. I played through the entire demo too, so it's like,
so it's a beautiful girl that you can't have conversation with, is what you're saying.
yeah, I just can't do it, man. Gabe, I could see them patching the control. I mean, you're probably right.
Let's hope they do, because gracious, that if everybody's ragging on it, then they should do something.
I think the average is about a 50.
Oof.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. A lot of people are saying this isn't good. One of my friends who works over at Merides, she played it for throughout the weekend and she loved it. But I mean, I guess if you're a huge, but she grew up with those games, so if you're a huge Resident Evil fan, you might as well try it. But at the same time, if you're not and you're just getting into it, you might be kind of underwhelmed by it. Did anybody play Raccoon City at all?
No, I stopped playing them way back in the day. I'm telling you, I'm too old.
Yeah.
I started hearing, from the things I heard about that game, I was like, no. I'm just not even gonna mess with it. There's too much good stuff coming out, man. It's like we
Yeah.
got too much stuff to play as it is.
Man, you know what we haven't talked about at all, which I'm surprised we haven't. Freaking Square Enix's Lara Croft. That's coming out, and that's
I've been saving that just because it's coming out next year, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm totally psyched about it.
yeah, man. But they're starting to pre-release like incentives and everything like that. They released what they're giving out, which to me they're not huge incentives, but maybe for other people that like to read books and comics, it's an incentive. But for me, I'm like, I need more video game stuff, not a book that comes along with it.
Yeah, we have to read? No, I don't want to do that right now. Skip that. I cannot. I'm so looking forward to that game too.
Hey man,
that's
it
definitely on
could
my
be
list.
like Skyrim where you get the books and like people actually read those. It's like every time I got a book, I was like, screw this. Read?
Exactly.
No.
It was something that just collected dust and held down my desk. I'm like, yeah, I'll put that over here for a while. But you could never throw it away.
I meant
you know?
digital book.
Oh, I think these are physical books.
No, I'm sure they were. I'm just saying. Everything I've seen of Tomb Raider looks like they saw Uncharted success and they said we got to step it up.
Yeah, but Square Enix, man, I love Square Enix. You know, me and my Final Fantasy games, you know what I'm saying? I've always been, and it looks incredible.
Square isn't developing the game though. They're just publishing it.
Oh, is that what the case is?
Well, I mean, I don't know. They could have some support in there. I think isn't Core the developer?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Core still develops it.
Dude, I'll tell you what, they had a huge screen at E3 and they were showing just a bunch of stuff from it, and it looks crazy.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful too. I mean, the landscape
I know.
and
I can't
everything.
wait.
Oh, yeah, it looks. And apparently, poor Lara Croft, she just gets her ass kicked in this. Apparently, like she's getting beat up and she's just getting all like it's like it, which is great because then it's like it shows the human side of her, and this is kind of how she got started anyway. So yeah, you kind of have to go through that in order to become Lara Croft, for crying out loud.
It's definitely an Ike and Tina Turner situation. You're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Going on?
But it looks. I mean, I can't wait. That's a great one that's coming out. Yeah, and I saw that too, Gabe. They're doing some incentives for pre-order stuff. So if they're doing that so far for Tomb Raider, Naughty Dog's going to start coming out with something for The Last of Us. If they're still going to do first, second quarter of next year, I don't know if they haven't said anything more about The Last of Us yet. But
I need that game to come on out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
So
cannot
I don't know
wait
if
to play that.
hopefully we'll start hearing a little more about the release date, and maybe they will do some incentives.
Yeah. You guys have been following that whole Jerry Lambert PlayStation and Bridgestone commercial thing?
Yeah, I saw that. That's weird.
It's hilarious.
I didn't see it.
So
What is it? I
Jerry
didn't see it.
Lambert, who? No, that's not his name. What's his real name?
his real name is Jerry Lambert. He plays a guy named Kevin
I'm
Butler.
just kidding.
I know Kevin Butler from the PlayStation 3 commercials is on a Bridgestone commercial, and in the commercial he's playing a Wii U. And so, Sony's like, what the freak? This is our mascot. How is he going to be on a Bridgestone commercial playing a Nintendo console? And so they're all upset and want to sue.
Weird.
It's a little weird, but like, it's funny because they're suing Bridgestone, but shouldn't they be suing Jerry Lambert?
I thought they were suing his company, his marketing company or whatever.
I hope they are.
Advertising firm.
Yeah, something like that. Because he's president or vice president of some either advertising firm or marketing company or something.
I hope they are, because I was like, he knew that he was about to play a Wii U in this commercial. So you got to be like, no, I can't do that. I'm the PlayStation guy.
Well, was the commercial to win a Wii U or something?
Well, it's a Bridgestone commercial, and then in it they're like such and such and such about the Wii U, and he's like, oh yeah, and then he's like playing it, and like you don't have to say anything. It's just the fact that he's playing a Nintendo. You're the PlayStation guy. You know what I'm saying? You can't be playing Nintendo in another commercial.
Well, that's what I was confused about, because I thought maybe it was just a commercial about gaming and something to do with Bridgestone and gaming, and I was going to say, well, why wouldn't they just have a PlayStation 3 or something?
No, it's definitely a Wii U thing.
Yeah.
That does not make sense.
Yeah, that's going to just confuse people even more.
Him going onto that set, not even going into that set, him reading that script, I guess, and seeing that it was a Wii U, what was he thinking?
That's my question. I'm like, for real,
That's
dog?
so weird.
Seriously?
No,
So,
like even put going past the money thing, like wouldn't you say to yourself like this is probably going to ruin my main gig?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's suicide, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, so it's not like he did a PlayStation commercial. You know what I'm saying? The man was at the press conference 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Came out and spoke at the press conference. You're like, you are that guy. And so why on earth would you play a Nintendo in a commercial?
Yeah, that just seems really confusing.
It is confusing. And that's what Sony doesn't like.
You know what's funny is just a couple hours ago a release went out saying that Bridgestone responded to Sony and said Kevin Butler wasn't in our commercial.
Right, which I understand their point.
I get what they're saying. I get what they're saying.
Exactly. You're like, it's the same guy. He's not Kevin Butler in the commerl.
Right, but he's playing. Yeah, he's mimicking him.
Why did he do this? He couldn't have got that much money. Weird.
Gabe, is that up on YouTube, by the way? I meant to ask you.
It's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
Okay, I didn't see it, so I want to take a look at it.
And then on a lighter note of things, well, real quick, Black Ops Nuketown 2025 image was released, which anybody who plays multiplayer Black Ops loved Nuketown. I think Nuketown was probably one of the more popular maps, and it was super small, and they released the image from the new Nuketown, and I'm super excited about that because it's all futuristic and it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait.
That is all you, man. That is all you. That's right up your alley.
I can't wait for that. I cannot wait. And then on the opposite side of things, I can't wait. They just announced that they're releasing Crazy Taxi on iOS. And I'm super excited about that because I loved Crazy Taxi from the Dreamcast days. And I know it's on PSN and Xbox, but something about having it on my iPad I'm going to be really happy about.
Okay, iPad I could see. iPhone, not so much.
Yeah, see, that's my only comparison because I don't have an iPhone, I have a Droid. But I love Crazy Taxi, and I thought that game was awesome, and it's definitely going to make me want to go get that Bluetooth controller we were talking about last week. That Gameloft came out.
Okay, well that I could see being fun. Yeah, Crazy Taxi is definitely one of my favorite games, and I just couldn't see it playing it on an iOS device, but maybe with the iPad.
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess
did you play the second one? There was a Crazy Taxi 2 that I felt like didn't get any love.
I played it, and I mean, it was kind of just like Crazy Taxi XL, I guess, maybe, because it didn't it include like a couple more maps or something.
I never played it.
I played it such a long time ago, so I don't remember anything about it.
And then for the Star Wars people, Angry Birds.
Yep.
Angry Birds is getting a whole new look with Star Wars characters and levels and things like that. So people are going to be geeking out over that. iOS has got some cool stuff coming out soon.
Taking over the world one Angry Bird at a time.
I know that's right, boy. I wonder if they would have ever known. I ask Toby this all the time. I'm like, when you write a song that ends up being huge, do you know that you're writing that song? You know what I'm saying? And usually his answer is no. And so I wonder if when they were doing Angry Birds, Roxio or whatever it is, when they were doing Angry Birds, were they like, this is about to be humongous. Like, we're on to something. They probably knew they were on to something special, but I wonder if they knew they were on to something that special that was going to be able to, I mean, T-shirts and, they're talking about a TV show and a movie and all this business. Like, who would have thought that a 99-cent app would, take over the way it has?
That game transcends like no other property I've ever seen.
I mean, it is ridiculous. It's almost synonymous with iOS. You know what I mean? Like, it almost could be iOS's mascot,
native game,
like Mario is to Nintendo, and Sonic is to Sega. Angry Birds can be to, except they don't have like a name. Do they have names? I don't even know if I don't know what their names are, but I just know Angry Birds, I ran across too a thing called Camcord. I think it's only for developer kits right now for the iOS, but it's really cool. It's like a you can record yourself playing the game, playing games on your
Oh,
iOS devices, and then
sweet.
you can upload it to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. All that's integrated into the system. And I was like, man, what a great tool for reviewers and for people that just like to brag, you know?
Oh yeah, that's next level, man. I think that's the way to go because I do that like on YouTube just with regular games too. I love watching people play just because it gives me an idea of what the game's like. And man, to be able to have that, you can even add that in iTunes reviews and have videos of people playing it. That's
Yeah,
next
man.
level, man. That's
And
great.
so it's called Camcord with a K, Kamcord. And I thought it was, because I always watch little videos of apps before I get them. And I hate that people's thumbs always have to be in the way. So if they don't have to be in the way, I think that'll be excellent. I think that could open up a whole bunch of stuff for that world of doing things.
By the way, Gabe, the app that you mentioned, Game Minder, last week,
Yes, yes.
great app, man. I love that app. That was a good call.
Oh, thank you. I've been using it myself. I love that it's. Oh, and from Game Minder, we might have to do a whole segment called "I Was Wrong" because I know I'm going to say things in these podcasts that are incorrect. But they did release FIFA 13 on PS2. I
I
didn't think
knew
they
it.
did, but I went back
I
and looked on
knew
Game
it.
Minder. I looked on
Game Minder.
They told-
Game Minder
That's
reminded you that the
awesome.
PS2 existed.
I
That
was
is
like,
awesome.
oh, I was like, I have to set the record straight before anybody gets upset with me. But they did release it for PS2, and that's still ridiculous in my book.
That game is blowing up right now. I was checking the top sellers in the U.S., and they haven't released this past week's, but for the week of September 29th, that thing is just blowing up. It's already over, I think, worldwide, it's got to be over 6 million
Oh
by
my
now.
gosh!
I mean,
Wow.
it's number 1 and 2 for Xbox 360. It sold 285,000 units. For PS3, 263,000. And that game is just crushing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest sport in the world, So you have to
Yeah.
just imagine.
That's true.
Golly, I mean, people love their soccer or their football.
Yep, it's good.
Um, Anything else, you guys? Before we get up out of here?
I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on right now. It's kind of the calm before the storm type thing. I mean, yes, we are going to start seeing some releases. But as far as news is concerned, it's been slow.
October 30th is going to be a huge day. I think like 30 separate games release on October 30th,
What the heck?
across the platforms. And we're going to have a lot to talk about. So I'm excited about
Well, and then
the
too,
season.
you've got everything coming out at the beginning of November.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's going to be a madhouse and we're all going to be broke. And I'm just
Yes.
glad my birthday's coming up.
Yeah, Christmas presents galore, people. It's going to be a very
Exactly.
Merry Christmas.
I'm pretty much going to have to
Exactly.
ask for everything for Christmas because there's probably 4 or 5 games coming out, and if I buy those all day one, my wife's going to kill me. So
Yep.
Man, well, let's get up out of here, man. I appreciate you guys listening. Subscribe to us on Stitcher, on iTunes, man. Check us out. Keep listening. Rate us. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on the emails. You can check us out at marriedtothegames.com. Throw some emails, some questions. If you guys want us to tackle something or just want to hear us talk about something, please hit us up. We're happy
Hey,
to
we
be
want to
here.
hear
We're happy
your
to hear
reviews
from you.
about. Sorry, Gabe. We want to hear your reviews about Resident Evil 6 too, because we completely bashed it. So if there's anybody that wants to defend it, by all means,
Exactly.
man,
If
send
there's
us an
somebody
email.
please.
If there's somebody that loves it, let us know.
mailbag
man.
at marriedtothegames.com.
Mailbag at marriedtothegames.com. We are checking it. We're going to be here for y'all. Y'all be here for us. So for Tim Rauter, for Timothy Hall, I'm Gabe Patillo. We're Married to the Games, and we are out this piece.